Some heroes are born from ambition, others are shaped by tragedy. Wanda Maximoff's story is not about chasing power. It's about surviving grief, fear, and the crushing weight of loss. Her journey is one of the most emotional and complex in superhero history, tracing the path of a young girl who lost everything and unknowingly became one of the most powerful beings in the universe. This is the origin of Wanda Maximoff, a story of chaos, love, and the dangerous cost of unhealed pain. Chapter 1. A Childhood Shattered. Wanda Maximoff was born into a small, war-torn country where conflict was not a headline. It was daily life. Alongside her twin brother Pietro, Wanda grew up surrounded by uncertainty. Food was scarce, safety was temporary, and peace was fragile. Yet even in that harsh environment, the twins found comfort in each other. They laughed together. They dreamed together. And at night, when the world outside felt too dangerous, they would sit close and imagine a future beyond the rubble, a life where fear didn't dictate every breath. That fragile sense of normalcy was destroyed in a single moment. An explosion ripped through their home, killing their parents instantly and burying Wanda and Pietro beneath broken concrete and shattered walls. Trapped in the darkness, injured and terrified, the twins waited, not knowing if help would come. Above them lay a piece of unexploded weaponry, ticking silently like a cruel countdown. For days, they waited, not moving, not speaking, just surviving. That moment carved itself into Wanda's soul, the fear, the helplessness, the belief that the world could take everything from you without warning. Something inside her changed, something dormant, waiting. Chapter 2. Anger Finds a Target. The twins survived, but survival came with scars. They grew up angry, not just at the explosion, but at the systems and forces they believed responsible for their suffering. To Wanda, the world felt unfair and uncaring. Power belonged to the few, while people like her family were left to suffer. That anger made them vulnerable. When an underground organization offered them a chance to fight back, to become stronger, to take control, they accepted. Not because they understood the cost, but because desperation rarely asks for details. They volunteered for dangerous experiments involving a mysterious energy source rumored to unlock human potential. Many didn't survive. Wanda did. But survival came with consequences. The energy awakened something inside her, something ancient and uncontrollable. She began to experience strange sensations, objects bending around her, emotions influencing reality, fear manifesting as force. She didn't understand what was happening, only that she was changing. Pietro gained speed beyond human limits. Wanda gained something far less predictable, power that responded to emotion. Power that didn't follow rules, power that frightened even her. Chapter 3. Power Without Control. At first, Wanda used her abilities as she was told, following orders, fighting battles she barely understood. Her powers manifested as raw force, red energy, telekinetic waves, mental manipulation. But unlike others, Wanda's abilities weren't just physical, they were emotional. Her fear made them unstable. Her anger made them destructive. Her grief made them dangerous. She could influence minds, twist perception, and alter probability, often without realizing she was doing it. And the more she used her powers, the more disconnected she felt from herself. She wasn't trained, she wasn't guided. She was unleashed. Eventually, Wanda realized the organization she trusted had manipulated her pain. The anger that once fueled her began to turn inward, replaced by guilt and doubt. She wasn't fighting for justice. She was being used. So, she made a choice. She walked away. Chapter 4. A Hero in the Making. When Wanda crossed paths with Earth's mightiest heroes, she didn't arrive as a savior. She arrived as a question mark. Could someone shaped by trauma and mistakes become something better? Wanda joined their ranks cautiously, unsure if she belonged. She struggled with control, often holding back out of fear of hurting others. Her powers still surged unpredictably, tied directly to her emotional state. But something new entered her life: support. For the first time, people didn't see her as a weapon. They saw her as a person. She trained, she learned restraint, she learned responsibility. And slowly, Wanda began to believe she could be more than her past. Yet, healing is never linear, and Wanda's journey was far from over. Chapter 5: Love and Loss. Among the team, Wanda formed a deep connection with Vision, a being who, like her, struggled to understand humanity. Their bond grew not from perfection, but from shared isolation. They understood each other. He gave her peace. She gave him purpose. For a brief moment, Wanda experienced something she thought she'd lost forever: happiness. But happiness has always been fragile in her life. When Vision became a target in a war far larger than either of them, Wanda was forced into an impossible choice. To save the universe, she had to destroy the one person who made her feel whole. She did it, and then watched him die again moments later. That loss shattered her. The grief Wanda carried was no longer contained. It overflowed, unchecked, and unresolved, and the universe felt it. Chapter 6: Grief Becomes Reality. Wanda didn't just mourn, she broke. Overwhelmed by pain, she retreated inward, and her powers responded. Reality bent to her emotions, reshaping the world around her into a place where loss didn't exist and suffering could be ignored. She didn't mean to hurt anyone. She just wanted peace. But when pain goes unprocessed, it doesn't disappear. It spreads. Wanda's grief became a prison not just for herself, but for others caught within her altered reality. She wasn't acting out of malice. She was drowning. When the truth finally confronted her, Wanda was forced to face the damage she'd caused, and she walked away once more, not as a villain, but as a woman afraid of what she could become. Chapter 7: The Scarlet Witch. In isolation, Wanda sought answers. Ancient texts spoke of chaos magic, power that predates structured sorcery. Magic born not from spells, but from emotion and intent. The text named her the Scarlet Witch. Not a title of honor, not a destiny to celebrate, but a warning. Wanda learned that her powers weren't given to her. They had always been part of her. The experiments didn't create her abilities. They unlocked them. She was something rare, something feared, something capable of creation and destruction on an unimaginable scale. The question wasn't how powerful she was. The question was whether she could live with that power without losing herself. Chapter 8: A Tragic Legacy. Wanda Maximoff's origin isn't about becoming a hero or a villain. It's about a person shaped by trauma, struggling to heal in a world that rarely allows time for grief. Her story reflects a painful truth. Power amplifies what already exists inside us. For Wanda, that meant love amplified into devotion, and grief amplified into catastrophe. She remains one of the most complex figures in superhero history, a reminder that strength without healing can be just as destructive as cruelty. Wanda Maximoff began as a frightened child under rubble, and became a living force of chaos and creation. Her journey is tragic, powerful, and deeply human. Whether she is remembered as a hero, a villain, or something in between, her story is unforgettable. If you enjoyed this origin breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment which character you want covered next. Because some stories aren't about saving the world. They're about surviving it.